So there's rumors circulating that Twiztid is actually signing on with Strange Music, and they had a 10 CD contract, 10 album release contract with Psychopathic Records before they left. Unconfirmed reports spilled from Twitter and Facebook. My friend JB gave me the hookup, so thank you, JB. You are a sweetheart. This is a friend of mine who I've known for a few years now, off of juggalospace.net. She's an incredible human being. She'll text me when something's going on, or we'll talk about our dreams and stuff like that we have, and we have a really good bond. She's a sweetheart, and I love her to death. So JB, thank you for helping me out with all this. Now, I want to get into a little bit of what I was talking about with CPN earlier on one of my videos. CPN talking about, juggalos will never see you as a juggalo if you don't listen to ICP and you claim juggalo and all this and that. I'm going to be down with the clown film dead in the ground unless you guys come out of the city shitty, blah, 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 blah. Go watch this video. You'll understand it, what I'm saying. So, what I'm talking about right now is this whole thing going on with the juggalos versus the fake juggalos versus the family kids and all this nonsense. See, the family kids to me are a lot like the deadheads. They've got this beautiful, let's all get along thing. They've got a gathering where people help each other out and they look after each other. And in case someone needs food or needs drink, they are always there to go and help them out with that kind of shit. Some kids over there starving by 10 people go over and help them out. Which is awesome. People should be that considerate anyways, juggalo or not, ICP shirt or not, charms or not, merch or not, hatchet gear, whatever the fuck. Whatever the family kids are talking about, whatever the juggalos are talking about, where they're not the same thing and they're different people. It's bullshit. ICP has even stated that, you can be a juggalo and this and that. And, listen to our stuff, but you don't have to listen to all of it. You don't have to buy our shit. You don't have to sit there and buy all of our CDs. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. But they always talk about compassion. They don't just talk about, bigotry or, predators, pedophiles, shit like that. That's not the only stuff they talk about. There's so much more than that. They've got some of the most deepest meanings in a lot of their songs, and people overlook it. I mean, I remember when people were getting pissed off when they found out that they worshiped God and did not worship Satan and were not as evil as people thought that they were. It's complete and utter bullshit, and I cannot believe there's a lot of people who are sitting there buying into this stuff where juggalos is this and family kids is that. We're human beings. It is no difference whatsoever with how you listen to ICP versus somebody else other than the taste of music. It's ridiculous to sit there and say you're the same person, or you're just like this, or you're not like us. No, we're human beings, just like everybody else, with different tastes in music, with different preferences, and you can't sit there and be accepting of that. We're sitting here going up against the FBI, who are going to call us gang members, who are going to sit there and be against us, and we're going to sit here and battle about the stupidest bullshit when it comes to music. The fans and all this and that. No, you're not a real Trekkie. You're not a real juggalo. You're not a real this. You're a fake. You're pretending. You're a juffalo. You're a juggaho. Whatever the fuck it is. Well, there's nothing okay with that. But you guys want to sit around and worry about Twiztid leaving like Test Dummy 22 saying, he's still shocked and butthurt that Twiztid left Psychopathic Records. And CPN saying, you're not a juggalo if you listen to Twiztid and not ICP. You have to listen to ICP to be a juggalo. I don't think that's what ICP was talking about. Yeah, they might have been the original guys. Sure, they were there since the 90s, and they pretty much upstarted Psychopathic Records. But you also got to remember, so did Eshawn. So, you can sit, he talks bad about the juggalos now. But Twiztid's still not bad-mouthing juggalos, even though they left. Twiztid's still sitting there, talking about how they're still juggalos and stuff like that because they're cool with ICP. Yeah, they've got issues and they've got arguments. No one's perfect. And if you think this whole thing's going to be perfect, you're going to outcast this person, that person. If some guy was getting jumped tomorrow or was right in front of your house, he was wearing an ICP shirt and he was getting his ass kicked, you'd have rushed out there. And hopefully not just because he was wearing an ICP shirt, but because you're a decent human being. And it's bullshit to think anything else. We're human beings and we should be compassionate and caring. God spent 7 days on this earth, and on 7 days he rested after he made the light, he made the creatures and the plants, after he put the thing together with all the water and all this beautiful whatever. but he couldn't spend his 7th day on compassion. Instead, he went to rest. We don't practice compassion anymore as human beings. So even as juggalos, even as family kids, we don't even have the right to preach that shit because we don't teach it with other people. We don't practice it in everyday life. But when it's loyalty to our fans, just like the Maggots with Slipknot, just like the Juggalos with ICP, just like dubstep with Skrillex, there seems to be a bit of loyalty there, of belonging. And that's, again, as CPN was talking about, that's human nature. It's not just someone being up here and we're down here in order for it to be necessary. That's not what this is about at all. You're a little confused, I think. Which is, you know, you do great videos and things like that. People kiss your ass and they brown nose you and you still say, fuck you, you're an asshole, whatever. So I'm going to tell you right now, some of your ideas are a bit flawed. Same with a lot of the other people that I've listened to. You know, Boy Blue is jumping down my throat about one of my videos where he's like, you know, how can you say that this is going to be the demise of Psychopathic Records? I said it was complete utter speculation, but I would put $10 down in favor that it would in fact happen. Because that's the way it seems to be going, with Violent J having skin cancer and shit like that. Why is no one talking about that? You know, everyone's saying it's a hoax, it's this and that. What if it's not? Has anyone taken the chance to try and go and message Joe Bruce, at least give him a, you know, get better soon, you know, hope you get well, you know, tell us what's going on, give us the 411. Just like we did with Shaggy Tito when he was in the hospital. I mean, I was listening to ICP when that actually happened. And, you know, people were sending Shaggy get well shit, but, you know, Joe Bruce seems to be left in the dust with this whole thing. And we're concerned, like, Test Dummy 22 was talking about, all this stupid nonsense, like, you know, I put my neck out under a bus, and I, quote, put my neck under a bus to try and get an answer from Twiztid, and I still haven't gotten one. Dude, they don't give two fucks. They're not going to sit there and surf YouTube to listen on us. CPN was right in that point. They're up here, we're down here. We go and look for their stuff, their lyrics, their music, all this stuff. But they are not going to come and looking for us unless they really, really need somebody that bad to perform with them or need an opening act or whatever. To think otherwise is complete and utter lunacy. Levels. Otherwise, we wouldn't be paying $25 to go and see them in Nashville, or we wouldn't be paying $100 to go see them backstage. We'd be able to just go. The Dropkick Murphys, for instance. The Dropkick Murphys, when they yell out "Skinhead" on the MBTA, fans are allowed to jump onto the stage. I've never seen that before. That is phenomenal. I actually got to sing with the Dropkick Murphys in the Orbit Room in Grand Rapids, Michigan on March 10th, 2007. I remember the date. First time being offered shrooms, too. So, you know, people that are fans of Dropkick Murphys, people that are fans of punk rock, you know, you were talking about Warped Tour and how it became like this emo thing and shit like that. It didn't originally start that way, and I commented on your page once again. I've been commenting a lot and actually giving you some feedback. And one of the things I talked about is the originality of Warped Tour, what it was originally. It was Dropkick Murphys, Against All Authority, Flogging Molly, Casualties, before they became this whole fucking sellout thing. Those who don't listen to punk rock, go look it up. I'm not going to sit here and explain it because I could go about that for hours on end. Yeah, I like my punk rock, and I still consider myself a punk rocker. But I'm still a juggalo. Probably not to CPN's satisfaction, but I am a juggalo. So I didn't like the Carnival of Carnage, so I didn't really care for the Ringmaster. I didn't care for the Tempest. I didn't care for the Calm. But the fact that I liked all the other stuff and everything in between, especially the Pendulum, which seems to be going unmentioned, the Pendulum was phenomenal. I love the Pendulum. Bizarre, amazing. So, the family kids are looked down upon for their beliefs. The old school juggalos will laugh at the family kids. We can't just get along, not for the sake of the music or for the fan base, but for courtesy, human compassion for another human being. Hating somebody you don't know because they didn't quite get the message, they didn't quite get the picture. My friend was just on here talking about how he didn't get in here until Bang Pow Boom, and there's probably a lot of kids that heard Juggalo Island just like the kids back in the day heard the Nedden Game and all these things that got into ICP that maybe weren't even Juggalos, but they liked the songs. There's kids out there who don't listen to ICP that I care about. There's friends that aren't Juggalos who I've got more love for than most of the Juggalos, because I haven't met that many. And we'd never look down on each other for either one, whether it's their music or whether it's my music. If I was getting picked on because I was a Juggalo and I was wearing my Hatchet Gear stuff or my custom-made stuff, and kids were laughing at me, my friends would step up like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? But by the sounds of it, you, CPN, you don't do that. You know, I guess for whatever reason, you old school Juggalos look down at the new generation. What's going to happen when ICP's dead and gone? You guys are dead and gone. Is it still going to be fake, or is it going to be a whole new world with a throne that's vacated and can be claimed at any given moment? Think about that for a minute. Go ahead, take all the time that you need to think about this, because you said you weren't going to listen to the opinion of somebody who was not a Juggalo. That's just being closed-minded. So why don't you think about that for a second, and why don't you get back to me?